Welcome to Rob on Holiday. Today we're at Center Parcs Sherwood Forest, and in this video we're going to be showing you all you need to know about the activities, the woodland walks and the restaurants. Center Parcs Sherwood Forest is one of 6 UK Center Parcs destinations and is located in Nottinghamshire in the East Midlands. It's one of the best holiday resorts for families in the UK, with cosy woodland lodges, a large indoor swimming complex, so many indoor and outdoor activities and several restaurants on site. But making the most of your visit to Center Parcs takes a bit of planning. So in this video, we're going to share everything you need to know about planning a visit to Center Parcs Sherwood Forest. Now, before we talk about the resort itself, we need to talk about what you need to do to plan your trip. Once you make your booking on the Center Parcs website, you can view all the booking details online. Up to 12 weeks before your trip, you can visit the booking details page and book all of your activities and restaurants. The one exception to this is cycle hire, which should be done when you make your booking as it's really popular and bikes sell out quickly. 12 weeks in advance, you book all of the indoor and outdoor activities available on the website at Center Parcs. It's important to note that all the activities come at an extra cost. So, for example, for this trip, we booked family putting, canoeing and the aerial adventure. Another thing to bear in mind is that when you reserve a table at one of the restaurants, you will be asked to pay a £5 deposit per person, which will be discounted from your final bill. If there are activities and restaurants that you definitely want to do, then I highly recommend booking them as soon as possible because things do sell out, especially during high season in the summer. It's also worth noting that a week or so before your visit, you can also add your car registration details and visitor details to make the check-in process quicker when you get to Center Parcs. So, now that all the pre-trip prep is out of the way, let's talk about arriving at Center Parcs Sherwood Forest. With the process of checking at Center Parcs, you enter the village from 2 o'clock on the day of your arrival, but you can't get into your lodge until 4. So around 4 o'clock, you've got to get into the queue and queue up at the arrivals lodge to get your key. Now, if you're going to arrive early rather, you're going to park in a car park. It's an absolutely huge car park here at Center Parcs. And speaking of checking in, if you've never been to Center Parcs before, it's worth knowing the process. Once you've got your key, you can drive to the lodge in the car, unload your stuff, and it's usually a clockwise arrangement or certainly a one-way system around a lot of the roads, so make sure you know which way to get back to the car park, because once you've unloaded you'll have to bring your car back to the car park and then leave it there for the rest of your stay. I mean, obviously you can get out to go out of the park and out and about, that's no problem, but you can't get the cars back in until the end of your stay. Now, as I've said before, the car park is absolutely massive here. We've all got sections like, you see this one's row D, row C. It goes up to double letters, there's so many. So please, when you leave your car, take a photo, note down the row you're in, because I would imagine it's going to be really difficult to find your car here if you forget where it is. Our lodge is number 1 Maple, which is a 3-bedroom woodland lodge. Let's go and take a look at it. These bands are really useful. You get them at check-in, usually get 2 or 3 depending on the size of your lodge and the size of your party. And obviously they open the doors, as I'll show in a minute, but they're really useful in the Subtropical Swimming Paradise as well, where you can use them on the lockers, and then obviously you can just wear it in the pool. So definitely get your band. A number of different lodge styles are available at Center Parcs, depending on your group size. We stayed in a 3-bedroom new style woodland lodge in the central area of the park. This lodge has an open living, dining and kitchen area. It's not the most spacious lodge we've stayed in, but it's big enough for a short weekend break. The 2 things to note here that may be slightly disappointing for some people are the small TV and the small kitchen area, which makes it difficult to make your meals in the lodge. Moving on to the bedrooms, the 3-bedroom lodge comes with 1 double room and 2 twin rooms as it's designed for families. There is 1 main bathroom with a bath shower combo and a smaller room with just a toilet and sink near the entrance to the lodge. One of the best things about the lodges at Center Parcs is that most of them look out onto the woodland areas of the park with plenty of opportunities to see wildlife. Our lodge was right next to the water, so we got to see a lot of ducks and geese as well as plenty of squirrels. In my opinion, the lodges at Center Parcs Sherwood are good, but not outstanding. and certainly not the main reason to come to Center Parcs.
But obviously, you don't come to Center Parcs to stay in the lodge. You come out to get out and do the activities. So let's find out what else there is to do.
This is the cycle centre. It's located right next to the car park. Now, cycling is an incredibly popular activity at Center Parcs. Here at Nottingham, it's kind of a toss-up whether there's more cyclists or more squirrels. So if this is something you want to do, make sure you book in advance on the website before you visit.
And all the major areas in Center Parcs, like for example the Jardin de Sport, the village centre, and here at the Pancake House, have an area where you can chain the bikes up. So you just go in, pick up your bike and go to the next place. So this is the village square right in the heart of Center Parcs. This is where you'll find all the restaurants, for example Hooks, Cafe Rouge, the Bella Italia, some other restaurants as well. Starbucks is here, the park market's there, and it's very nicely presented as well. It's kind of got walkways between, some water features here, and it looks really nice at night. We'll put some shots on we filmed at night, really nicely lit with, you know, lights under the bridges and on the side of the rockery and topiary.
The village square is where you'll find all the shopping and dining options at Center Parcs. It's also home to the park market, where you can pick up some essentials that you may have forgotten to bring with you. Be warned though, the food here is very expensive, so it's best to use it for just a few items rather than a full grocery shop. Also in the village square is the highlight of Center Parcs for many, the Subtropical Swimming Paradise. This indoor water park features a large indoor wave pool, a small heated outdoor pool, and several slides and raft rides to enjoy. It's open daily from 10 AM and is free for all Center Parcs guests to enjoy throughout their stay.
All the pools at the various Center Parcs are all slightly different. For example, the Windfell Centre, I really love it because of all the different nooks and crannies and the little temple that you can go in here. But what I like about the Sherwood Forest one is the main pool is spectacular. It's definitely the best main pool at the UK Center Parcs. Fantastic glass roof covered by, you know, with rocks and trees around it. Large main area, and of course later on, I think it might be every half hour, 15 minutes, you get the waves coming on in this pool here.
Top tip for the swimming: bring your own towel. Renting a towel costs £2.50 and the towel you get for this is very small.
Right down here on the water's edge next to the Pancake House is this nice beach where kids can play, but mainly it's next to the boathouse where you can go onto the lake. Now if you've booked activities on the lake including pedalos, canoeing or rowing, then you check in at the boathouse there, get your life vest, down to the water and onto the lake. And that's something we're hoping to do because we have booked it, but we'll see what the weather's like tomorrow.
Just a 5-minute walk from the village square is the Jardin de Sport. This is home to the indoor and outdoor sports courts as well as a few more dining options.
Now this behind me is usually a nice country pub the Foresters Inn, where you can come and have a drink and look over the sports and golfing and track area here, but as you can see it's under refurbishment at the moment. The signs say that it will be open late winter, so I'm guessing February, March 2025 is when you'll see the new place open. At Center Parcs there are lots of activities that you can pre-book, sports like badminton, tennis or family putting that we're going to do now. Also things like the aerial adventure, which we'll see later. It's important that when you come in here and you've got your booking, that you book your activities in advance. I mean, you can turn up on the day and maybe book and get something, but sometimes it's very popular and the activities sell out. So definitely look online on your booking and see what activities are available, and anything you really want to do, pay for, book in advance.
Not all activities are made equal at Center Parcs, so it's worth checking out the prices for the things you want to do before you make a decision on what to book. For example, family putting cost us £9.50 per person, whereas something like the aerial adventure costs a whopping £47 per person. And talking of the aerial adventure,
now I don't think I'm built for the aerial adventure. I'm not. When I watched that zip line go across the lake, I think my bum would be in the lake as I go across. So I've got my youngest daughter Rachel, who's going to do the aerial adventure today, and we're going to film it. See how much of it we can film. Are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, definitely. Okay.
the aerial adventure is a 1-hour experience that sees you take on a series of rope bridges and short zip wires through the treetops, culminating in a spectacular zip wire experience across the lake. Even if you're not doing the adventure yourself, it's great to watch your family members zooming across the expanse of water.
Marks out of 10 for the ride?
10, yeah.
So what would you say to the viewers? Was it worth it?
Yeah.
How much did you pay for it?
It was quite expensive, £47 I think. But I would say it's worth it because I've never done anything like that anywhere else.
For us, one of the highlights of any visit to Center Parcs are the woodland walks. Now there's two kind of walkways you can use. There's the main roadways where you drive in and unload at the start of your visit, but also if you look on the map there are lots of little yellow paths, and this is an example of one. There's no traffic on this, obviously you're allowed to bring a bike on here, but a lot of these yellow paths go in between the trees, great coverage of trees on either side. Quite often you'll have a little bridge like this over a water feature, and it all combines to give a really nice woodland feel, and of course you see plenty of birds and absolutely tons of squirrels.
When you check in, you will be given a map of the park, and it's worth looking at it in more detail to find out some of the better walks. Some of our favourites were the yellow dotted path marked between the central and middle areas of the Oak Zone and the path across the park just outside the village centre to the country club. And if you love watching wildlife, there's a bird hide hidden in one of the small paths in the oak section with great views of the birds and squirrels.
Okay, let's do a roundup of our weekend at Center Parcs Sherwood Forest. We've been here a number of times before, we've been to Center Parcs plenty of times, and we always enjoy ourselves, and this has been no different. What I love about Center Parcs is once you've unloaded your car at your lodge, taken the car back to the car park, you're in that bubble. There's no cars around apart from the odd service vehicle, beautiful walks everywhere. I mean, the wildlife is fantastic here, especially at Sherwood. The number of squirrels is amazing. We've also seen lots of geese and ducks as well. So it's a great environment to spend time in. Now, of course, the main draw for most people is the Subtropical Swimming Paradise. You will not get a better indoor swimming experience in the UK. The main pool is absolutely fabulous. It's enormous, and I absolutely love the way that the tropical plants and the stonework around the edge of the pool really makes you feel like you're one with nature, even though you realise it's a man-made building. The lazy river ride here is, not lazy river ride, the lazy river where you can go outside. It's really beautiful. It's even warmer, the water there, than the water in the main pool. It's great when you're outside and the air's cool and crisp, yet you're in that warm experience in the water. So that's really good. There are also plenty of slides here at Center Parcs. We went on a smaller slide yesterday, and then today we went on the Grand Cascade, which was a raft-based ride, and there's also the Cyclone raft ride as well. So there's plenty of choice of things to do in the Subtropical Swimming Paradise. The other thing we really enjoyed this time, or rather my youngest daughter did, was the aerial experience. A really good setup, lots of safety features where you clip the rope on and they explain the safety features really clearly, and then you set off around the course. It took her about 50 minutes to do, but there are a couple of minor rope slides on it, and then the rope slide at the end is absolutely enormous in length. We filmed it from two angles, and it must have taken about 20-30 seconds to get down. You go all the way over the lake. So if you're into climbing and that kind of thing, I heartily recommend that. Also, there's plenty to do around the Center Parcs, lots of stuff out on the lake, lots of sports in the Jardin de Sport, so you're never going to be bored here. But I did want to mention a couple of negatives. Things are expensive here at Center Parcs, although the restaurants, which are good, are normal prices, the same prices on the UK high street. The park market, for example, is great for picking up things you may have forgotten, but make sure it's that. Don't rely on getting all your food and drink there. The price markup in that place is absolutely enormous. you know, £3.60 odd for a Tropicana orange juice or £2 for a simple loaf of bread. It really is expensive. The other thing is we were a bit lazy. We didn't bring any towels for the swimming, so we hired the towels here. £2.50 per towel per person, and you'd expect to get a big fluffy bath towel for that. No, it's a really small, thin, almost a hand towel, just about enough to dry itself with. So, a couple of negatives there, but like I say, overall, a really good experience. And, you know what you get when you come into Center Parcs. And if you like an all-action holiday, then this is a good place for you and your family. Thanks for watching Rob on Holiday. We hope you enjoyed our review of Center Parcs Sherwood Forest. If you've got any questions, please put them in the comments box below and we'll be happy to answer them if we can. Please consider subscribing to the channel. It really helps us. In the meantime, thanks for watching and we'll see you next time.